Check, check, check.
What are we talking about? I have no idea. Nice. But apparently I'm supposed to ask questions, so I got to come up with something fast.
What's up, everybody?
I'm sitting down. This is
Guess
so
who we got
novel.
sitting down?
Me?
Mr. Greg Street,
Ghostcrawler.
Ghostcrawler. G Street.
G Street, king of the beat.
That's right. Do we have that bit?
We don't.
No,
We don't?
I'm a big fan of B Street, though. One of my favorite movies of all time, I must say.
It's all good.
It's a famous DJ named Greg Street. I've never met him, but he seems like a badass.
He must be hating you on Twitter because he's like, how does this Greg Street have so many followers?
He probably has more than me. I don't know.
You know what's a question I have? How early do you guys start prepping for this thing?
Not early enough.
Like, seriously?
Like Tuesday, I think.
Tuesday. Wow, cutting it fine.
No, I mean,
Lots of forethought.
one of the things about BlizzCon is it's done almost entirely by Blizzard. And so they're like our guys out there, you know, helping people get their badges, helping people find their seats. So it's really a labor of love, and people have been working their asses off to make this happen.
I mean,
Not me.
It is seriously like
I've been here drinking.
taking 0 credits. But it is like my favorite conference of all of them just because everybody is here for like a company.
Yeah.
Like, it's so weird. It's almost like bizarre to me that
bizarre.
everybody comes together for a company that's called Blizzard who makes these games, and you're like, we all come and hang out and talk about like these virtual worlds that we live in and kill it. Internet dragons, and it's like,
man.
but it blows away. I've been to all GDC, PAX, E3. It's my favorite conference out of all of them, and I think it's the camaraderie of the people. Like everybody's just so happy to be here, and everyone wants to be here.
It's
Yeah.
family. I mean, everyone.
really
here,
is.
Yeah, it really does.
That's the thing. Like I haven't talked to like half the people here, but they all feel like family.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great, and it's just like it's really like for me. I'm huge Warcraft fan, obviously.
No, really?
What?
No way.
Shut up! I'm wearing a StarCraft T-shirt because I just got into StarCraft like 4 weeks ago. But I'm so excited for Heroes as well. Like there is so much stuff that I'm feeling back like it's going out of fashion. And there's so much stuff that Blizzard does, and it's just so cool to like see it all in one place as well. But. So are you able to tell us the number one game that you're most excited about telling us facts for? What is the number one element that you're excited about for this weekend?
Oh man.
What is the panel that Greg Street?
Wow.
Which panel are you freaking out about?
I think the coolest thing about this BlizzCon is we have so much to talk about.
Yeah.
Like a few years ago, it was WoW or it was StarCraft, and now we have like 5 or something games. It's crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
Like 3 BlizzCons ago, I think there were 17 WoW panels because that's like all we had. So it's really cool to have we have Hearthstone, we have Heroes. It's gonna be an exciting BlizzCon.
For sure. No, it's going to be great. So we're going to see this weekend. We're going to see 2 teams taking each other on in the live raid. We're going to see Method and Midwinter. Do we know how did you guys pick the bosses for those guys to face off against?
It was a combination of what would fit in the time allotted because it would really suck to have DirecTV cut away right as we
nice.
pulling Garrosh or something. So, and just what looks good, what's a good fight. Black Fuse has a lot of visuals, really easy to read even if you're not a big raider, things like that. So we kind of picked like a combination of fun to watch and hopefully they won't, screw up and wipe and ruin the whole thing. No pressure,
So you're
guys.
looking for fun to watch but not too hard?
Well, yeah.
Is that why
They're
Paragons
all
of the
pretty
Claxes?
hard fights.
Oh my god, they are pretty
Yes.
hard fights. So is it you're gonna pick a winner at this point? Are you gonna give us who your money's on?
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
I feel really bad doing that. I think one group has like 7 more kills than the other. But
Yeah, there is
Right.
that. So let's phrase it. I'm gonna sit back from this. Let's phrase it differently. Which of the bosses do you think is gonna give them the most hassle?
oh, you see, the thing is always like, do they want to try to do something radical to buy a little time? But that's really risky because a single wipe could really set them back a
For
lot.
sure.
So
I mean, like 8 minute, like Garrosh. How long is the Garrosh fight? Like 14, 15 minutes?
16
16
something
minutes?
like that.
Like if you wipe on Garrosh, that is putting
it's over
you,
right at
it's
that point.
over, yeah.
So we want them to be a little risky, so
Yeah.
it's exciting, but we don't want them to like wipe right away because then the whole thing's over. So.
So which boss is going to wipe them? Which boss?
Oh, Garrosh, maybe.
Garrosh.
Because at that point they have to be like pulling out all the stops because it's neck
for
and
sure.
neck. And
No, it's going to be very exciting.
Yeah. And they're going to be able to see each other do this thing, right? So
yeah,
they're going to be
right next to each
right
other.
in
yeah.
it. Oh, man. Just the
The logistics that go into that, all those raiders and all these different places.
As far as I understand it, because it's not the bosses coming in order of the raid either.
Yeah, it's like a special deal.
Just
and we pull all the trash and
you pulled all the trash is gone.
Yeah.
Wow.
And is there going to be a port the same way that it was last time?
Or we're just going to go boss to boss.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's going to be fantastic. That's going to be really, really fun to watch. But I'm kind of sad that the trash is gone because there's some really terrible trash in there.
There is some terrible trash. How did you get?
There's no gastropods though. Well, actually, there's a couple.
There's one.
You should just put one in. You should just put in a gastropod just for long.
One, and there's an achievement for it too, right?
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
That's fantastic.
That's awful. So, it's got to be fun as far as like. Out of all of the rating, out of all of the arena that's going to be going on, is there one of the live things that you're going to be looking forward to most? Is it going to be rating? Is it going to be the arena stuff? Is it going to be something else? Hearthstone?
Yeah, I don't know what to expect from the Hearthstone competition. That's going to be really fun. I always love watching the StarCraft. The showdown there, the WoW arena is always really cool.
Right.
There's so much going on, and I'm in a lot of panels, and I'm doing interviews, so it's hard to catch everything on the floor as it's happening.
Wait, you're doing
panels? So which panels are you doing? What are the panels at which we can see Greg Ghostcrawler Street?
There is one tomorrow, right after the opening ceremony.
The
Still trying to figure out what we're going to talk about there. Because,
right. There's nothing to talk about
like
whatsoever.
90 minutes. What are we going to freaking fill that space with? And then Saturday, we're doing one to kind of follow up on that because freaking 90 minutes isn't enough to talk about everything. Yeah. Where we go into more detail in some of the systems. And then we're going to end up with a Q&A at the very end of BlizzCon, I think.
Fantastic. That should be really good fun. So we can't really talk about what's going forward because we asked
we
Ghostcrawler.
can, I don't mind.
We
We're
can
good.
talk about
yeah,
Ghostcrawler.
Let's do it.
Okay, so
I'll get fired, but...
right.
What is the most exciting new feature you're going to announce, Greg Street?
There we go.
YOLO? No.
Wow, here we go. All right, now let's get serious.
Here's a question for you. When you tweeted way back when about that one feature...
Which one?
That one feature
that
was going to blow everyone's minds. It was going to be the biggest game-changing...
The game changer.
The
one we all speculated about for weeks.
Yeah.
Is this it?
Is this
it?
Let me remember what it was.
We speculated so hard. What was it?
It was... Shit.
He's like, wow, it's so important, I forgot. Completely forgot.
I think I changed my mind a couple times, too, on what it should be.
Because there were like 4 things that came out
at the same time. Every time something came out, like when it was Flex Radio, I was like, this is it.
Totally
there is no way it's not this. There's no
He's like, that's totally it. It's Flex Rating. That's it. Okay.
Yeah,
sure.
What do you guys think?
And then other stuff came out. I was like, no, it's this. What was it?
There were 2 features I was really excited about it. We canceled one and punted on the other, but still working on it. I think it's going to happen. Just not soon.
You're not going to tell us what it is.
It's gonna, when
Dance Studio.
When it
there
happens, I will go out and say, this was it.
So the answer is that feature hasn't got into the game yet.
It hasn't got in yet.
How has Flex Rating been received, though?
Dude, Flex Rating's huge. It's amazing. That was really happy the way that's been received. It has what LFR should have been originally, which is like out there with your friends, kind of having fun, but not wiping, 17 or 18 times like that. So.
Are you seeing LFR?
Does the team really feel like you nailed it now? Do you feel like you really nailed what LFR should have been? There's always room for improvement.
There's always room for improvement.
Sure.
So with that caveat, I think this is what the kind of like casual friends and family rating should have been in the beginning.
Yeah. Right. So do you think that, obviously there's been a lot of talk recently about the impact that Flex is having on LFR. Do you think that there's any truth to that?
We haven't really seen the numbers go down from Flex. From LFR. People are still participating like they used to. We're just seeing, a lot of people doing Flex on top of that as well. And we don't know if that's LFR people also doing Flex or normal people also doing Flex. But
and you were talking about tanks, especially, I guess, in as far as LFR goes, that there may have been some drop off.
We thought that originally, but then talking to more tanks, most of them seem to say it's just they don't like the way they're treated by the DPS.
I can sympathize with someone who tanks. I can totally sympathize with that. I mean, who hasn't been yelled? Like, it's so easy to be yelled at when you're one of 2 people.
So, like, DPS dudes, this is why your queues are bad. But you treat your tanks like shit.
Stop being so mean to the tank. Who here plays DPS? Does anyone play DPS?
That's why I'm going on a campaign.
Stop being so mean to the tank.
That's why I'm going on a campaign. Just blame the pure DPS for everything.
Those 4
Don't blame
classes.
anybody that can play support whatsoever. Make them want to play support.
Blame the hunters. Let's just start
Yeah,
right
okay.
now.
Let's just agree right now.
We'll do that.
Blame the
Sure.
hunters. Blame the
I'm so
hunters.
dead for saying that.
Speaking about new stuff that you've added into the game recently, what are you seeing? Like, how are you seeing the Proving Grounds? How have they worked out? Do you think?
Oh, we're pretty happy the Proving Grounds.
Yeah,
There
the
was
game is a good uptake.
Yeah, it's a good uptake. It was the kind of thing where, initially there's a lot of interest, and some
Yeah.
people feel like they're kind of done with it
Yeah.
so far. If you've kind of like gotten your gold or gotten your achievement, maybe you're not going to keep going back over and over.
Yeah.
We love the feature. We're going to upgrade it and keep working on it for the future. I think it's a keeper and the kind of thing that'll be around for a while.
Are you gonna be looking at doing that at lower levels as well, or is it gonna just be like a max level type of feature?
Maybe. We the other day we were talking about it, we kind of divide it into 3 chunks. There's like, we could do Proving Grounds and break it up more for like, maybe we need a melee versus range DPS.
Sure.
Or maybe we want to go to the point of like the mage versus the rogue one or something like that. Or we could do the route of providing you more feedback of when you screw up. Like, what was the problem? Did you not interrupt this dude? Did you not kill the guy that was going to blow up? Or we could like try to bring it to lower level.
Yeah, I rage at them so hard as a healer when they let you have 2 of those debuffs at once, and the dispel cooldown is such that there's no way you can hit both. And they're like, oh, you should try to dispel that prick. I'm like, screw you! Seriously, screw you! But like, you tweeted recently. I'm going to pick you up on this tweet. I wrote an article about this tweet.
Shit.
Uh-oh.
Can I say that? Are we live?
Yeah. It's okay though. Nobody saw.
It's fine.
You tweeted recently about the notion of making Proving Grounds a prerequisite. Either you had a fight, like say for example, in current content, you had a 522 item, like it's not even this. You had a 496 item level to get into LFR Siege of Orgrimmar, or let's say 476 item level and a gold Proving Ground.
Yeah.
Is that something? What was your notion on that? What were you
Dude,
thinking?
people
there?
freaked out about
They
that
did.
so bad.
I tried so hard to make it clear in that article that it wasn't
The
just.
whole point was, if you're a badass and you have like 6 characters and you know what you're doing, Proving Grounds could be like a ticket to help you get into LFR a little earlier. Like maybe it adds 20 to your item level or something like that. Because skill still matters an awful lot in the game, and we don't really care if your item level is terrible if you know what you're doing and can, heal people or make the DPS checks. Who cares what your gear is? So that's still an idea we're toying with for the future, particularly for your alt. Like the first time you do it.
All right.
You can do it once, and that's cool, but then to have to hit it every single item level check, that's where Proving Grounds might come in.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things. Do you think that the class balance is good enough on Proving Grounds to do that sort of thing right now?
We never intended the gold and the achievement to be this is the ultimate test of which class is the most powerful. So we know there are different class checks. It just has to do with the specifics of the encounters, just like every single encounter is like, some of them ask for more burst, some of them ask for more AE, and different specs have different strengths and weaknesses. So I hope players don't take it too much as like, oh, well, Holy Paladins can't last as long as Disc Priests, therefore Holy Paladins need to be buffed.
Well, they can't. They can't. So, I mean,
The point is just to see how well you can do compared to your friends, compared to other people on leaderboards and things like that.
So, no, go ahead, Pat.
I don't know. I was trying to think, and I totally lost my thought.
No, go ahead. Okay, so one of the things that you say a lot, and I stalk Greg on Twitter like it's going out of fashion.
Yeah, she really does. It's
I
a
really
problem.
do. It's
not
actually,
good.
I think I have an issue.
I think you need help.
I say a lot of things a lot, though.
You do. Every time we have a legendary and we're a little bit light on news, like, oh, it's good.
Let's
Check
just go to the
Twitter.
Ghostcrawler tweets and let's pick up some news here.
Pick up some
Let's
news from
troll the
those.
Twitter.
It's totally fine.
You and Brian. Between you
I was
and
going to
Brian.
say, can we talk about
Sure.
PvP a little bit and ask some questions? Brian's not here, but I want to know what happened with that.
Brian, he's still here, dude.
Aw, he loves you.
It's a Blizzard, dude. It's okay.
It's okay. It's
Totally
okay.
fine.
He loves you.
Stockton loves you.
He misses you. He
that's
hasn't seen
cute.
you in 8 hours.
My homies.
He hasn't missed you since then. Aw, that's adorable. You guys.
We're such a family.
Aw, that's very cute.
What do you think? What do you think? For everyone here at BlizzCon, what do you think that they cannot miss while they're here? What panel? What